introduce to you the man of the hour,
Tony. Hello and welcome back to At the Gates. I am Tony, your host, and I'm at Target Field, joined by... So we're going to be talking about a little bit of, baseball? Upcoming road trip, maybe? Who knows? We're entering close to the last full month of baseball action. September, which will also begin the September call-ups, which is always fun, especially if you are going for baseballs. You get to see a little bit more batting practice. You get to see some new guys that are just excited if you know their name. So usually that means a few extra baseballs that you may be able to pocket if you go to BP a little bit early. Speaking of early BP, I am already at the gates at about a little bit before 3:30, and we'll see if there's going to be any type of BP going on tonight. I say that because right now we just got through a bit of a little bit of a downpour. It wasn't too crazy, but enough to make everything wet, still sprinkling a little bit. And I'm just glad that I wasn't biking during that. I got in probably about 5 minutes before it started, so it was really actually perfect timing. But not so much perfect timing when it comes to wanting to be able to see some BP. I see that they have the tarp on the field, which doesn't necessarily mean much. That could just be precautionary. It could just be what they were expecting, because this rain cell was kind of in and out of the forecast for the last couple days. But I'm not entirely optimistic, just because I don't know. I'm not. I think we've made it this far into the season. Some of the guys want some rest. We'll see. Hopefully the White Sox at least take a little bit of BP. I mean, they did lose last night, so they might need it. And speaking of that, I have a little bit of mixed emotions when it comes to the Twins and their spot in the wild card standings, which they are in control of for the second and final wild card. And I believe that they're at least a game up on 3 teams and have like 4 or 5 in contention. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, but I mean, there's always a part of me that wants my team to do well, and my team being the Twins. But there's also another part of me that it's twofold. One of them is selfish, and one of them is saving a little bit of pride. The selfish one, I mean, it's always nice to go to the last game of the year and kind of rake up on baseballs and other memorabilia. Usually if they go to the postseason, that doesn't happen, but I'm willing to forego that. It hasn't happened for a while. But the biggest frustration is right now that other wild card belongs to the New York Yankees. And if you're a Twins fan, you know exactly how the Twins do against the Yankees. I don't need to tell you. For those of you not in the know, just look at the last time that Minnesota won a World Series, and that had nothing to do with the Yankees getting in the way. All the rest of the times, it seems like we make it to the playoffs, have a good team, and lose to the Yankees in heartbreaking fashion. We go up early in a few of the games, look like we're going to cruise. We end up kind of throwing those games away, get smoked at home, have some calls go not our way, and it just generally is frustrating when we play the Yankees. So there's a large part of me that sees that we probably don't have the club that can go very deep into the playoffs, so I would rather have them finish about 500, exceed expectations in that regard, and be able to build for next year and get that that fire in their belly and have them come close to making the playoffs, but not quite. And hopefully that would propel them to do bigger and better things next year. Likewise, there's always a bit of not necessarily frustration, but cautiousness when it comes to how we feel around here that the ownership and management may perceive a Twins berth into the playoffs. And I say that because for many years, I'd say over a dozen years, we've been looking for an ace pitcher, and I know a lot of teams are looking for that, but there are a lot of good pitchers, and for the most part, the Twins have not had a legitimate ace since Johan Santana. So there's a part of me that worries that if we were to make the playoffs, those in charge would say that this was a success and that we should hold on to more pieces than we should let go. And I don't think that we are quite at that stage yet. I think we have a lot of good trade chips that we can get some really good prospects or package to get a decent top-end starter. And I feel like if we made the playoffs, that wouldn't happen. We would almost kind of hold tight on what we have and maybe make a few small moves, but we wouldn't make that big splash that we so desperately have needed for many, many years. And I would also argue that, we're not just looking for an ace, we're also looking for a number two. Santana's close, but he's getting up there in age, and he is one of those pieces that we could probably actually try to trade, because I think that we should sell high on some of these guys between him and Dozier. I think those are guys that, yes, have proved worth, but I don't know that they're going to be able to live up to the marks that they've been putting up for the last year or two. So that's where I see the Twins needing to make some changes, and making the playoffs might prevent that from happening. Overall, it's exciting. I don't know that I'll be able to see a playoff game here at Target Field, because, like I said, we would be facing the Yankees, and the Yankees have a better record right now, so that would happen in New York, and I don't have a good feeling about that. But on the off chance that somehow they do something and make it back to here, October baseball would be pretty interesting. And on a baseball snagging level, I haven't actually snagged a playoff ball during the playoffs, let alone one at Target Field, so I wouldn't say no to that either. Moving on to the next line of business, I have the next game that I will be going to and therefore be recording from will be in lovely Cincinnati, Ohio. Unless something terrible goes wrong, like, I don't know, another kidney stone, I am set to start the drive down there on Labor Day and get in Labor Day evening, then go to the game the next day, and drive back on that following Wednesday. So that means that I'll be in Cincinnati for maybe about 36 hours or so. Should be interesting to experience. Have a few other places lined up. Want to go get something to eat. I think it's called the Eclectic Cafe, if I'm correct. Sounded interesting. Got some good reviews. And then I believe the record store that I will be attending is Shake It Records. And again, that one had really good reviews. I've seen some photos online, and I'm excited. Cincinnati doesn't get the best of names. It doesn't have the worst name. I mean, you see Gary, Indiana, which is only a few hours away. I mean, pretty much all of Indiana has a worse name than Cincinnati, but I mean, you don't think of great things when it comes to Cincinnati. So I'm excited to see what it has to offer and kind of break those stereotypes that I may have in my mind. I will be bringing the dog with, so this will be yet another road trip with her. And I haven't done the math on how many miles we have put on the road together, but I believe that once this is done, for just myself, I think that it will be around 13,000 miles that I have driven this year for baseball games. And this will also be my 13th stadium, and that is including Target Field in there. So 13 different stadiums in 2017, 12 of them new to me. I would say that that is pretty darn good. That's my tops for any year, and likewise, I've also seen that it is my tops in balls snagged already. 201 of them this year, so that is pretty fantastic. And increased my lifetime total to 816. And a little bit of funny math, I realized that if I get 4 balls tonight, I will have 205 for the season and 820 lifetime. And if you take that as a fraction, that is exactly 1/4. So that would be 25% of my baseball's lifetime were snagged in the year 2017. I don't know why I find that so interesting, but I do. I'm hoping that I get close to about 250 this year. It'll be tough because I think I only have 6 or 7 games left, and I need obviously 49. If you did the quick math, 250 minus 201. Doable, especially because Cincinnati is also in there, and typically September here at Target Field is lower attendance, but if the Twins keep winning, that attendance might not go down so much, and that means that my margin for error is much smaller. But on the off chance that the Twins actually host 1 or 2 games here at Target Field, then that gives me another 1 or 2 more opportunities to catch a baseball. I don't think that the playoffs I would be able to get close to my Target Field average this year, which is, I think it's over 8, which sounds ridiculous. I've had a great year. But, 2 or 3 from a playoff game wouldn't be bad. I'm just excited about the potential and interested in kind of wrapping this up. I talked about it on the blog a little bit. I know that once I hit 1,000 and hit all 30 ballparks, which hopefully will meet very, very, very closely, once I hit those marks, I will be retiring from legitimate ball hawking. And when I say legitimate ball hawking, I mean going to every game that I go to in order to catch baseballs. I will still go to some games. I will still bring my glove. I will still make a play on a ball if it's close. I will also probably be in the outfield and the right field area trying to catch some home runs. But I won't be just a ball hawk. I'll be able to maybe come to the game a little bit later, maybe right before first pitch instead of going to all of BP, instead of waiting out in line like a crazy person. Just enjoy the stadium a little bit more, enjoy some time with people a little bit more, and break free of the ball hawking shackles. Not that they're a bad thing right now, but I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to do something else, to enjoy baseball in another way. Who knows? Maybe I'll get bored of it that way and go right back to catching baseballs, but I think right now I'm liking this transition. I'm still 184 baseballs away from that, and that'll probably be, given that I'm going to go to not many home games next year, it'll probably be sometime in 2019, and probably in Miami, of all places. where I would like to hit the last stadium and catch ball number 1,000. So I think that's it. Maybe I'll do a during the game part of the At the Gates, or maybe I'll do a post game at the Gates. Who knows? If not, hope you've had a great day. Hope I had a great day. Hopefully, maybe I can redeem myself and catch that home run in right field. And don't get me started about that Eddie Rosario grand slam. God. Oh, man. Reliving that right now, and I can see exactly where it hit and exactly where I was. I came so close. But you don't catch them all. I wouldn't have caught it on the fly anyways, and I tend to catch my home runs on the fly. So, you know what? A little bit of misplay, a little bit of playing too deep, and a little bit of bad luck. It happens. I'm not a professional baseball player. I've made some good plays, and I've been close. But tonight, I think I'm going to catch one. Bye.